In this video we are gonna solve examples of compound inequalities. If you have not watched the first part of this chapter, I strongly suggest you to watch that first. I'm gonna put the link of that video in the description.
Sohrab explains it all. Math, chem, physics never fall. Subscribe and learn. Ace every test. Sohrab explains it best.
We are going to start with this example. As you probably can remember from the first part of this video, I told you whenever we have a variable expression which is limited between two inequalities exactly like this example, it means we have and. And one method for solving that is separating them and using and finally find each range and find the overlap of those ranges. But as I told you, it is not a good method, it is time consuming and difficult. But what is the other method? The other method is solving that in one step. Okay, I'm gonna apply the second method. If you want to learn the first method, please watch the first part. For solving that in one step, the first thing that I need to do is getting rid of this denominator. Okay, how can I do that? If I multiply the middle variable expression by the denominator, I can get rid of this 3. Every operation that I do with one side, I must do exactly the same with other sides. So I must multiply this side by 3 and this side by 3 as well. If I do that in the first side, what am I going to have? In the first side, I'm going to have 3 over 2 is less than or equal. Those two 3's are going to cancel each other out. And in the middle part, I'm going to have 5 minus x is less than 2 times 3 would be 6. What is the next step? The next step is eliminating this 5, right? How am I supposed to do that? By subtracting the middle one by 5. And I must do exactly the same with other sides. If I do that, what am I going to have? I'm going to bring this down. And I'm going to bring this down. In the middle one, these two are going to cancel each other out. So in the middle, I'm going to have minus x. And in the left side, I'm going to have minus 5 plus 3 over 2. And on the right side, I'm going to have 6 minus 5, which is going to be 1. Okay, I'm going to write the rest here. I'm going to draw the line to separate that part. I need to do this addition. As you can see, I need to find the common denominator between 1 and 2. Of course, it is really obvious. I expect you to know how to do this addition. The common denominator would be 2. And because this denominator is multiplied by 2, this 5 must be multiplied by 2 as well. 5 times 2 would be 10 and the sign is negative minus 10. And this one is 3 because the denominator has not changed at all. Plus 3 is less than or equal to negative x is less than or equal to 1. Now I need to get rid of this negative. But before that, let's simplify this side. If I simplify that side, I'm going to have minus 7 over 2 less than or equal to minus x less than or equal to 1. Now I want to get rid of this minus because I want to make the coefficient of x 1. How am I supposed to do that? By multiplying or dividing the middle one by negative 1. It does not matter if you want to multiply or divide. And I must do exactly the same with the other sides. Let me do that, but pay attention. Here there is a really important point. Whenever I am dividing or multiplying an inequality with a negative number, I must change the direction of inequality. The direction of the inequality must be opposite. So I'm going to change the direction of this one. It's going to be like this. And I'm going to change the direction of this one. It's going to be like this. If I multiplied minus x by minus 1, I'm going to have x. If I do this multiplication, I'm going to have 7 over 2. And if I do this multiplication, I'm going to have negative 1. And I can show that on a number line. If this is my number line and this is my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is my negative 1. 7 over 2, if I simplify that, you must know it is equal to 3.5. So it would be here. Let me write it here. 3.5. And as you can see here, x is equal to or less than 7/2 or 3.5. So I have equal sign. So I must use a filled circle. I must fill a circle. And x is greater than or equal to -1. I have equal sign, right? So I must fill a circle. And I can easily connect them, or if I want to write the range, which is the answer of this example, as you can see, it starts from -1 and -1 is included. Why? Because of this black circle. This circle is filled. So I'm gonna use a bracket, -1, comma, and as you can see, it comes to 3.5 or 7/2. Here I prefer to write 7/2, and 7/2 is included. Why? Because of this circle which is filled. And this is my final answer. Look at the next example. It is exactly like the previous one. I prefer to solve it in one step. What should I do? I must get rid of this denominator. So I'm gonna multiply the middle variable expression by 4. I must do exactly the same with the other side. I'm gonna do that. Multiplication by 4 and multiplication by 4. If I do that, I should not change the direction of inequality. Why? Because I'm not multiplying by a negative number. Whenever I multiply or divide by a negative number, yes, I must change the direction. 4 times 1/2 would be 2. In the middle part, these two are going to cancel each other out. I'm going to have 3x minus 1. And here, 4 times 5 would be 20. Now I must eliminate this -1. How? By adding a 1 to the middle variable expression. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the other side. Every operation that I do with one side, I must do exactly the same with the other side. These two are going to cancel each other out. I'm going to have 3x in the middle. I'm going to bring it down. This is going to be 3. 2 plus 1 will be 3. I'm going to bring it down. And it's going to be 21. For the next step, the only thing that I need to do is dividing all sides by 3, because I want to make the coefficient of variable 1. If I do that, these two are going to cancel each other out. And finally, I'm going to write the rest here. X is greater than 1 and less than 7. Really easy. And if I want to show that on a number line, and I assume that this is 0, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. So x is greater than 1. So 1 is here, but here x is not greater than or equal. I do not have equal sign here. So it must be hollow, it must be empty, it must be open. And x is less than 7. It is not equal to 7. So this one must be hollow as well. And then I need to connect them. If I want to write the range of these answers, I'm gonna, as you can see, it starts with 1, but 1 is not included because here I have open circle and here I have open circle as well. And it goes up to 7, and 7 is not included, so I must use parentheses and not bracket. Look at the next example. This time I have OR, right? And I have two inequalities, so I must solve each one of them first. I need to solve the first one, this one. The first thing that I need to do is eliminating this 7. I'm gonna add it with -7, both sides. These two are gonna cancel each other out, so 5y, I'm gonna bring it down, is less than -3 minus 7 would be -10. I'm gonna divide both sides by 5. If I do that, y would be less than -2. This is the range for the first inequality. Look at the second inequality. I want to eliminate these two, so I'm gonna add it with 2v2 for both sides. These two are gonna cancel each other out. 3y is greater than or equal to 15. I'm gonna divide both sides by 3. These two are gonna cancel each other out, and finally y would be greater than or equal to 5. Now let's show those two ranges on a number line. I'm gonna draw a number line. 0, -1, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, finally 5. As you can see, the first range says x is less than -2. So this is my -2 and it should be hollow, because if -2 is not included, I do not have equal sign, and because it is less, I must move toward the negative direction. And here it is greater than 5 or equal. I have equal sign here, so I must fill this circle. And I must go toward the positive direction because it is greater. And here I have or. Or means union of those ranges, right? So if I go all the way to the left side, it would be -infinity, and right side would be +infinity, right? So if I want to write the union of them, as you can see, my answer can start from -infinity, and I told you for infinity, you must use parenthesis, not bracket. And it comes to -2. -2 is included or not? As you can see, we have open circle, so it's not included, so I must use parenthesis and not bracket. Union of that with the second part of the answer starts with 5, and 5 here this time is included, right? So I must use bracket, and it goes up to infinity, and for infinity I must use parentheses. Really easy. Look at the next example. It's exactly like previous one. I have or, so I'm gonna start solving the first one. I'm gonna add both sides by 3. These two are gonna cancel each other out, so 5z is greater than 10. Divide both sides by 5 by 5. If I do that, z would be greater than 2. Really easy. And if I solve the next one, I need to add both sides by 6. These two are gonna cancel each other out, so 4z is less than 16. If I divide both sides by 4, I'm gonna have z is less than 4. Really easy. Let's draw a number line. It can be a little bit tricky. This is my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, the first range says z must be greater than 2. So 2 is not included, and because it is greater, we must move toward the positive direction. And this is my first range. The second range says x is less than 4, and 4 is not included. So I'm gonna use open circle, and then it's gonna be like this. Because it is less, I must move toward the negative direction. If I want to find the union, you can easily realize that the union of those two ranges cover all the numbers on the number line. So it starts from -infinity and it goes up to +infinity, every number. Here you can find more examples, and I strongly suggest you to solve them at home. If you have any question or if you wanted to share your answer, please feel free and write it in the comment box. I will try to answer them as soon as it was possible for me. Thank you for watching this video.